The other day, a woman in the Financial Fitness Challenge sent me a message. She said, Ogbo, my investments are not doing well. And guess how long she's been investing? Barely 1 month. So I asked her, how do you know that your investments are not doing well in just 1 month? And so today, we're going to talk about when you start investing, if your money doesn't grow fast, what do you do? So sit down, get your journal, and get ready to write and to implement, because what you're going to learn tonight is the secret of wealthy people, those I have known, and then also the success I have found in my own life. In fact, as I'm talking to you right now, I took a look at my crypto portfolio. So I built three crypto portfolios based on the exchanges that I use and then the assets I bought in those exchanges. I built those portfolios using CoinGecko, so I don't have to go to the exchanges each time. I can just look at how my portfolio is performing in one place, and that's what CoinGecko. Meanwhile, a group of you have been persuading me to do a crypto for beginners course. I need you to watch out for that course, because I've taken this time to do a lot of learning. And what I'm finding out when it comes to crypto is that you never learn enough. You need to start implementing. So let me just give you a few readouts of my portfolio and what I'm seeing there to illustrate what I'm telling you tonight. So I'm going to CoinGecko on my laptop. So on the first portfolio, I'm seeing P&L. Okay, so P&L is profit and loss. So your profit and loss statement. So if you bought some crypto assets at a certain price, that's an asset. So the P&L shows how that asset has grown over. Just gives you one single number that tells you how that asset has performed. So guess what? In fact, there's been a little pumping for those of you in crypto. There's been a little pumping, but you see, a lot of people are not. A lot of us are being very cautious because they have been very false starts when the market starts pumping, and then people are getting excited, and only for the market to crash. So October has been very bloody. So I'm seeing some of my assets. In fact, the best one here is down by 0.3%. But I have one, okay? I can mention some of them actually for those of you who are interested in investing in crypto. I can mention some, not all of them. For instance, my Chainlink is down 16.5%. My Ondo is down 13.1%. My Avalanche is down 17.7%. This other one is down by 25%. Then I can see another one, BitLayer, is down by 48%, down by 46%. And then this particular one, Linear, in my portfolio is down by 49%. So I lost half the asset. But this is not even as bloody. I'm taking a look here and it's bloody. So I'm seeing massive losses. Massive losses. There's this one, which is 57% down. This one is 70.8% down. And in fact, there was one that was almost 90% down. I lost like 90% of what I've invested in the crypto temporarily. It's not making money fast. So that's what we're talking about today. So when you invest and then your money is not growing fast, what do you do? So for the lady who said, oh, my investment is not doing well, I asked her, how do you know? You just started investing barely 1 month ago. So that's why I want us to look at the psychology behind investing, because if you don't master that psychology and do some bit of emotional surgery on yourself, you are not going to do well in your investment. All right? Is this a good topic? Type in the comment section good, and then let me know where you are joining from. Here, Florence Shaw says, buy more of Link and Ondo. Oh yeah, first off, 70%. In fact, one of them went to 90% loss. But you see, volatility that you find in the market. So let's talk about, one of the most painful experiences in wealth building. That time, that moment when you start investing and your money refuses to grow. Has anybody seen that? Has anybody experienced that? You invest and then all of a sudden, in fact, the very first day you invest in the market, maybe you buy some stocks or you buy some assets. That very first day you have minus 10% loss. And then a lot of people panic. Has anybody been there? Okay, Jabula is joining us from Swaziland. Absolutely fantastic, And Nena is joining us from Lagos. Festus from Abuja. Yeah, Festus says, yes, I've experienced that. I don't know, even like in crypto. I see a good price, market price. Once I click buy, it goes straight to red. It goes straight to red. 70% of value. But I'm going to show you why I'm still able to sleep well, because this could be a problem for investors if you don't manage your emotions and if you don't master the psychology of the markets. It can drive you crazy when you invest and then your money is not going fast. So that is one of the painful points or painful experiences in building wealth. You check your app every morning. I don't know who has been there. You're checking your app every morning and then the numbers are in red. And then your heart drops. And then you wonder if you've made a mistake. Has it happened to anybody? You just wonder if you've made a mistake. Oh my goodness, this money, I have been saving it. I got this money from cooperative. I've been saving this money with the cooperative for years. And only for me to now invest it in this stock. And everything just dropped. So, ladies and gentlemen, psychology of investing. Yes, Festus, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Festus says, I will be glad to know how to manage the emotion, because that's actually the most important, part of it. Okay, so I'm about to tell you tonight, what I'm about to tell you tonight is not advice. It is emotional surgery, because the biggest enemies of investors isn't the market. The market is neutral. The market is not your enemy. The biggest enemy, from my experience and from all the people I have been working with, the biggest enemy is not the market, it is impatience. Hello, Alexander Morgan. Welcome from Solomon Islands. That's amazing. Yeah. I want to see a lot more people from Solomon Islands and all those other places right there. Solomon Islands is in the Pacific. Is that correct? Or Indian Ocean? Let me know, Alexander. I hope that one of these days that we will be in Solomon Islands. Okay, so let's talk about the silent test of every investor. Please type it in the comment section. The silent test of every investor. You really need to be grounded in this, because the opportunities for investment have never been as incredible as they are today, even with the uncertainties, because in fact, it's the period of uncertainty that offers the most opportunity for investing and becoming rich. So the uncertainties in the market right now are minting fresh millionaires and fresh billionaires. So now, when you start investing, we're talking about the silent test for every investor. every investor. And if you fail this test, it's going to be difficult for you. The silent test, yes, of every investor. And so when you start investing, it's like the world, the universe gives you a test, and it's always the same. So here's the test. Can you plant a seed and not dig it up every day to see if it's growing? That is a silent test. Can you plant a seed, and not dig it up every single day to see if it's growing? That's the test. So when you plant mango seeds, I love mango. I like mango. I hope you have mango, Alexander, in Solomon Islands. So when you plant a mango seed, nothing happens for weeks. I planted some mango seeds. It's a particular mango. People call it kerosene. But it's a special type of kerosene because I don't see that particular mango species anywhere else. And that mango species exists in my area, in my community, has been there. Perhaps 1930s, 40s, 50s, natural, not hybrid anything, grows out there in the wild. And but what the people call kerosene mango is not that mango. So the last planting season, last year, I wanted to plant that particular species in the farm, in my farm. And I bought quite a number of very healthy, really nice kerosene mangoes. And, I ate it, and then I went and planted the seeds. I buried it in a particular place to see which one would germinate. It took weeks. I didn't see anything. Every time I went to the farm, nothing. And it was during the rainy season. I saw nothing. The ground was dead. Nothing happening on the surface. But guess what? Beneath the soil, roots are forming, and these roots are invisible to your eyes. Okay? Michael says, my bro's outfit be looking dope. Thank you. Thank you. But beneath the soil, roots are forming, and it's invisible to your eyes. This is exactly what is happening to your investment. Isn't this great news? Because if you have some idea about what is happening beneath the soil after you plant your mango seed, then it can give you confidence that it's going to end well. So that's what's happening with your investment. The market isn't ignoring you. When you invest, it's building roots. The system is also testing your time horizon, especially those of you who have been encouraging to come into the stock market, because I've been playing the stock market since 2003. So that's like 22 years right now. And even though I've done 9 to 5, I've worked with Shell, multinationals, I've worked with Chevron, but I tell you, there's no income stream that is yet to beat the income that I have made from the stock market in the past 20-something years. The stock market has done incredible things for me, helped me to start building a house, helped me to acquire property, to acquire landed property and things like that, from gains from the stock market. But it took time. It took time. And then I built the roots. I didn't plant the mango tree today and then uproot it the next day to see if it was working, if it was growing. So now I needed to install this in your mind. The poor want to harvest tomorrow. That is one hallmark of the poor. The poor wants to harvest tomorrow, but the rich master wait. The rich master waiting seasons. So I keep telling you, please avoid all these people who come to social media and deceive you with all these get-rich-quick things, and then they make you look like, they make you feel miserable because they're there showing you their Lamborghinis, showing you their G-Wagons and showing you all those flex. I keep telling you, those people are not rich. They are poor. I'm telling you, rich people do not come to social media to flex about car. But they have it, but that's not what they come there, to flex about. So the poor people want to harvest tomorrow, like right now, very quick, right now. But the rich people master waiting seasons. Okay, and somebody needs to type that, because for somebody here, that might be your aha moment. The poor want to harvest tomorrow, but the rich master waiting seasons. And then every millionaire that I have met, and I can tell you, in my career, I've met quite a lot. You see, I worked with Stanford University in the Stanford Seed program, and I got a chance to meet some of the top entrepreneurs in Africa, in India, in different places. And I tell you, the way these people think, very, very different, from the way that ordinary people think. So every millionaire, every successful business leader that I have met understands this one thing I'm about to tell you. They understand that the first harvest is invisible. Oh my goodness, this is my drop. The first harvest is invisible. But in any case, let me talk about why. Let me give you some 4 or 5 reasons why your money isn't growing fast. So let's be practical this time. So when your money doesn't grow fast, one of 5 things might be happening. The first one is that you are too early, and it's not a bad thing. First reason is that you're probably too early to the market, because every good investment through what I call, every good investment goes through what I call the boring middle. Bitcoin had it. It had it, and you see the volatility of Bitcoin. Some people bought Bitcoin at $100. When it went to $15,000, they panicked and sold. There's another scenario. They bought for $1,000, and then the thing went to $30,000, and they were rejoicing. Oh, let it go. And then it dropped to like 10,000, dropped to like 5,000, and then they panicked and sold. But today, over time, that Bitcoin, I think today, Bitcoin, somebody can check it and then let me know. Bitcoin is about $111,000 today. In fact, it had gone as much as $126,000. Okay, so you're too early. Real estate also has it. So even your mutual fund, your ETF, they all have it. You enter, and then the world looks flat, for a long time. It's not fair. I want you to understand what is going on as incubation. It happened to me in my crypto investment. I just bought, and then came to a point that I lost the total, more than half the total value of what I invested. But you know what I did? I bought more of some of these very strong assets, not just meme coins. I bought more. And so my average cost for some of the assets I'm holding dropped. Okay, so it's possible that you're too early. The second reason that your money is not growing fast is that you are investing emotionally, not systematically. And then if you have been following me, I am sure you have heard me say that word, systems, like 10,000 times. Systems, systems, systems. There are only 3 reasons why many of us over 40, in our 40s, in our 50s. Oh, thank you very much. So, Florence just says that it is $113,000 for Bitcoin. And then some people bought Bitcoin at $10. Some bought at $1,000. And then it's $113,000 today. Okay? So, if you are not investing systematically and you're investing emotionally, just from hype, you have your friends, who come to tell you, oh, put money in this and other. And then today you put in one get rich quick thing, and then another day you put in another one, and all that. You don't have a system, okay? And you entered because you were excited, and then you exited because you were afraid. So you've mistaken motion for mastery. The number 3 reason that your money is not growing fast is that you planted a mango seed and then you're expecting a popcorn speed. Popcorn, pop, and then it comes, But that's not for mangoes. So mangoes don't pop. They grow. They grow. And if you can't wait, you will always buy high and sell low. That's the thing about the market. Number 4, and this is common. I see this all the time. Your money is not growing because you are not adding knowledge. You are not growing. You are not growing in financial literacy. What I've discovered, in fact, I'm going to run a course for beginners in a matter of maybe days or a little over a week. And there are 3 doing well in crypto. And one of those pillars is crypto literacy. If you don't know what you're doing, you lose all your money. The other pillar is, of course, being a part of a community that's talking about these things, which is why I encourage those of you who haven't signed up in the Financial Fitness Challenge, my mentorship, wealth mentorship group, goes on quietly, does all these things, encourages patience, encourages community. Do so. You can go to the description of this video after this and then get the link to join the Financial Fitness Challenge and join a supportive community. Where people have conversations beyond even what I give them. But people are there supporting one another. So you are not adding to knowledge because many people stop learning after they invest. So whatever you invest in, you need to continue to learn. If it is a stock market, you need to continue to learn because learning, adding knowledge is a competitive advantage because you and I can invest $1,000 in a particular asset. And then in 5 years, maybe my $1,000 is doing $5,000, $6,000, $10,000. And then your own might still be there, 1,500 or 2,000. Do you know the difference? Is the learning. Is the learning, the knowledge that I added. Okay, so your return grows at the same rate as your understanding. And it's a very important thing to know. Because I keep telling my mentees that the money is not in the market. The money is in your mind. So it is your mind that now gives you access, gives you the keys to the market, to the money in the market, but it's in your mind. So your return grows at the same rate as your understanding. Number 5 reason why your money is not growing fast is that you're looking at daily charts instead of long-term cycles. There's a cycle in the Nigerian stock market, for instance. There's a cycle in the US stock market. There are cycles, and many people just invest. And in fact, as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about that in the Financial Fitness group. For some of you in the Financial Fitness Challenge, who are here, just remind me in the group to tell you about cycles. Because it's a cycle in the Nigerian stock market that runs like this. For instance, there is a bear market sometime, toward ending of July and then August. And then the reason is because people are their stocks in order to pay school fees. Because September is the school fee month. And then for those of you who study in the United States, I think late August or something like that. So they've got to pay flight tickets, they've got to pay tuition and all that. So because of it, there's a lot of offloading. And that is a great time to buy these fantastic stocks cheaply. Another one I've observed starts from the bear market in November. We're entering November. In the Nigerian stock market, might not be the same for everywhere. And I see the tendency for people to also sell their stocks for the festive season. Because wealthy people like us, like you and me, don't do that. We don't liquidate our assets to we don't liquidate our assets to eat chicken and rice. But again, there are people who have genuine needs because children are returning back to school. They're also preparing to pay another school fee, which is in December, because the children are going back to school in January. Then another thing that happens is also that the fourth quarter result is being expected and people are unsure if the market will do it. So let me give you an example of how I used that cycle to make a kill. So it was in November of 2023, I believe, or 2022. I bought Geregu. I loaded up on Geregu. Geregu is in the energy power sector. And Geregu, the promoter, I believe, is Otedola, the billionaire. Geregu, I bought Geregu for 374 naira. That was in November. December, January, February, barely 3 months. Geregu went from 374 naira to 1,150 naira. I made a kill. So with one investment, if you understand the cycle, you actually make the money for the rest of the year if you understand the cycle. So the point I told you all this is that the reason you lose money is that you're looking at daily charts instead of long-term cycles. Okay, so you don't want to judge your life by one bad Monday, but that's how most people treat their portfolios. They have a bad Monday, and then everything else collapses. Okay, so what should you do instead? So that is the core of the matter today. What should you do when your money is not growing fast after you have invested? So here's the secret. Stay patient, but don't stay passive. That is the key. Please type that in the comment section, everybody. Stay patient, but don't stay passive. A lot of people mistake patience, for passivity. Patience is very active. Patience is very, very active. Patience is not passive. It's not like, okay, just whatever. So what do? Number one, keep planting. Don't stop investing just because you can't see results. This is how, farmers don't quit in the dry season. And I'm a farmer myself. They don't quit in the dry season. They keep planting because they know that the rain always comes. Okay? So create an investment calendar. It could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be quarterly. And then automate your consistency. So keep planting. Don't stop investing. Because that is how compounding becomes your servant. And when compounding becomes your servant, ladies and gentlemen, you will become financially free. Because, to be honest with you, there is no financial freedom if there is no compounding right now going on in your finances. I really need to drum that, into your mind. If there's no compounding, you don't have a system for compounding right now, you will never retire rich, unfortunately. And it's another way of saying what Warren Buffett had said, that if you don't have a system or an asset, that creates cash for you while you sleep, he said you will work until you die. Number two, so what you do when your patience is active, not passive, is to water your knowledge. Water your knowledge. Read, watch, learn. I paid some guy to mentor me into the world of crypto. We've only met once on Zoom for what I paid him. That guy charges $1,000, to teach you. And he's very, very good. But I took what he told me and multiplied. I researched tools myself. That's how I came to know about CoinGecko. He didn't teach me about CoinGecko. That's how I came to know about TradingView. He didn't teach me that. That's how I came to know about CoinMarketCap. A couple of other tools. I researched it. I was adding, to my knowledge. But some of you, you pay something. And then even after you've had that season with the coach, you continue to ask the coach to feed you, to bottle feed you. That's not how coaching works. The guy just met with me once. And then I opened an account, I secured the account, then funded. We went through that night, funded it. And then he said he was going to suggest some coins that I was going to buy. So I waited for him for a week. He suggested some coins, but I went to research myself. And I'm so good at it right now, just a few short months, that many times I was surprised. There's a particular asset he's been talking about. He's telling everybody, load up on that asset, load up, load up, load up. Their market cap is about $9 million right now. And that those people are likely coming up with a breakthrough project and then real world use cases for that crypto. But do you know that before he talked about it, I had already privately researched and bought that asset long before I started talking about it. So what are your knowledge? Study your chosen asset class. If you chose stocks, study stocks. If you chose e-commerce, study that. If you chose crypto, understand tokenomics and regulation. Read about it, follow the news, okay? If you're in real estate, understand the local policy and how the real estate market is changing. So, because your knowledge turns your waiting time into preparation time. So that's what you should be doing while you're patient. The third thing you should do while you're patient is to join a community of builders. Like somebody said, loneliness is the mother of fear. So join groups where patience is celebrated, not mocked. Why I like this gentleman I paid to learn crypto. He is so encouraging. He produces like 5 or 6 shorts, videos every day, encouraging, telling people, don't worry, the bull market is coming, don't worry. This is how it is. I've been in the crypto market for 11 years, and it's usually like this. So it's given a lot of encouragement and inspiration to people who otherwise would not know what to do. So join a community of builders. So join groups where patience is celebrated, not get rich quick. And then surround yourself with people who talk about years, not weeks. Talk about years. So you objectives, you're looking at being able to build a house in another 5 years to 10 years, being able to invest and then be able to afford your postgraduate education abroad in Europe or somewhere, being able to invest to build your home, being able to invest to maybe, who knows, secure a dual ability. So you want to join a community that talk about years, not days. Not, oh, what stock can I buy today? I have my house rent. I want to invest it today, Mr. Ogbo. I want to invest in stock and then pull it out in 3 months and it will be 5 times. No, the stock market is not a casino. So join that kind of community. And then number 4, track, don't obsess. I'm telling you, you will not sleep if you have to. Every 1 hour, check what the crypto. I'm telling you, from my experience, if you have to check what the market is doing every single day, every hour, you are watching stock bubbles, to see which one is gaining, you are going to stress yourself unnecessarily. So, find a regular whatever. I mean, if you're a very active person investing, maybe once a month, once a day, once a week, once a month, or even a quarter. Okay, so I have portfolio that I've not looked at, a particular portfolio. That's a long-term portfolio that I haven't looked at for weeks now. I've not checked what it is doing. Because why do I, whatever? So I can check it like, okay, so track, don't obsess. Track your portfolio's progress the way a doctor checks a pulse. Regularly, but calmly. Not out of, oh, Mr. O, my investment is not doing well. Look at it, and then you're looking at the reds. That's going to give you some very bad dreams. And then finally, reinvest dividends. Okay? Dividends, dividend reinvestment is a wealth multiplier. So some of you got dividends in recent days, recent weeks, you got dividend from the companies that you invested in. Reinvest it. So don't eat, because dividends are seedlings. It's not time to eat your seedlings. It's not time to spend dividends yet. No, it's not time. So reinvest those small earnings back into your portfolio. And this is how $100 becomes $10,000. Not by magic, but it's by rhythm. So that's why you want to reinvest your dividends. Okay, so you need to know that impatience makes you spend what patience would have multiplied. It's happening to everybody, today, people today who don't have impatience, okay? So when your money doesn't grow fast, stop asking what's wrong with the market. Nothing is wrong with the market. The market is doing what the market is doing. Start asking, what kind of investor am I becoming? Are you a trader of emotions or are you a builder of systems? So your true wealth isn't in portfolio, it is in your psychological endurance, because when your mind matures, your money follows. Because wealth is actually more of psychology than your bank balance. So this is why this is very, very important. Okay, so let me give you some assignment. Pick one investment vehicle. So it could be mutual fund, it could be ETF, it could be crypto, index, it could be real estate investment trust, it could be stock, whatever. Number two, set a fixed amount to invest monthly for the next 12 months. In fact, I'm cooking a challenge that we're going to run at the beginning of the year, but I'm actually thinking about running it November, December, January to take advantage of the stock market cycle that I just talked about. 90 days, that every day you are going to invest something and post in the group. Actually, I will tell you what to invest in. So today I can say, like if it's in the US stock market, I can say, okay, everybody today, put $5, $3, whatever it is on Intel. You buy the Intel, because actually Intel seems to be set up to do well. Instead, Intel and a couple of other companies that the United States government has gotten some stake in recent times. So I just mentioned it by the way because I think US government has about 10% stake in Intel, because the American government wants to, this race with China, so they want to control semiconductors, they want to control rare earth minerals. So they're investing in some of these companies into that. So we might say, okay, today, put $5. We might have a minimum, say every day to invest. If you're in Ghana, we can say 50 cedis every day. When you do that consistently for 9 months, for 90 days, I beg your pardon, you will break the chain of generational curse, because breaking that thing, some of us are in third, fourth generational poverty. And the only way you can break it is through aggressive investing, to break the cycle of whatever you earn, you consume. So you can never be rich, that way, consuming everything that you earn. And so if you're going to be interested in that challenge, you can just type, I'm interested or interested, okay? And then when it comes, when we start that, you're going to know. So number 3, track only once in a month. Number 4, journal your emotions. When you feel impatient, write what triggered it. And then number 5, reinvest your earnings. So by the time others are quitting, you will be harvesting. Okay, so has this been valuable today? What was your aha moment? So I can see a lot of interest in that thing, because many times it's not that some of us don't know what to do. We know we should save, we know we should invest, but when we don't force ourselves into a situation that forces us to do it. That's why I like running challenges, to get you out of your comfort zone, to make you do things that you ordinarily wouldn't do. Because if you want to break generational poverty, guys and girls, it's not going to be a casual thing. It's not going to be casual. You got to be really brutal on yourself. You're going to come to a point that, see, these 90 days, I will invest half of whatever comes in, half of my salary. Or you say, this 90 days, I'm going to find an additional, because I usually encourage all my wealth mentees to have 2 streams of income. You can have more, but just have 2. One, to pay your bills, sustain you, pay the bills, pay electricity, pay school fees for the children, buy grocery and things like that, because you need to live. But you must have a second hustle, side hustle or something, that all you do with that money is invest. All you do with that money is invest. So you might have a course or ebook that you're selling in a platform. You might have, like myself, I sell honey, natural honey. I go to the forest and collect honey from hunters, and it's only in dry season. And I sell, so I can say all the money that comes from my honey side hustle will go straight into investing. I win, and that's what I did this year. I made a lot of money selling honey, selling pure wild honey. I sold honey all over the world. People ordered from Saudi Arabia, people ordered from Germany, people ordered from the UK, people ordered from America, everywhere. Because each time and then I already have a database. People are saying, put me, because we start having supplies around December again. And people are already saying, please put my name, I need so quantity and things like that. So now, I already know that whatever comes from that thing is not going to my car, maintaining my car. No way. So it goes to a separate account, and the moment people buy the honey, it's transferred directly to my investment account. And I have 2 specific investment accounts. One to deal with long-term, it's my retirement. These are stocks I will never sell, but I continue to, so dividend aristocrats, if you like, dividend diamonds. And then I have another one where I do some trading. And when I mean trading, I don't mean day trading, 3 to 5 years. Picking excellent stocks that I hold for 3 to 5 years. And I will decide if, based on their performance, I can upgrade them to dividend stocks that I won't sell, or I can trade them and buy more of the dividend stocks. So is somebody getting value in this? Yeah. Don't say my salary is not enough, my income is not enough. No. It's so easy today to make money, much easier than it was even 10 years ago, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. If you have a phone or a laptop, you have internet connection, you have electricity, and you have ChatGPT, guys, you should be making money. And if you're not, join the Financial Fitness Challenge. Okay, so what are your aha moments? Type it in the comment section, and then I'll read it. Type it in the comment section, and I usually like when you type your aha moment to tell me where you are joining from, so I'll read that. Okay, Nelson says, yeah, journal your emotions while investing. Daniel says, aha moment, a stock market is not a casino. Absolutely. Festus, aha moment, the poor wants to harvest tomorrow, but the rich masters waiting season. Fantastic. The biggest problem is not the market, but the impatience. But impatience, yes. Okay, so that's your aha moment. And Daniel's another aha moment. He says that patience is actually, okay, because patience is not patience is not it's not passive. Okay, Monday says Aha moment is have two streams of income and dedicate one specifically for investment, and then the other one, you can use that to live, to pay your living costs. Tech and Wellness Tribe says, how can I join your group? I'm from Abuja. Aha moment is build systems, buy stocks around November or December, and then we should not sell our stocks. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, you can join. The link is in the description of this video. So if you just go there, you are going to see that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful Sunday evening with you. I have loved spending this time, and I do this because I know that it does not matter what your financial story is, it does not matter what your background, it does not matter what failures you have had, even if you're 40 or 50 or 60 or 70, I am telling you, if you follow the laws of money, you're going to get exactly the same results. So don't be discouraged. But if you actually follow these systems and the things I've been teaching you, you'll be shocked how you will surprise yourself if you start today in another 5 years. And with that said, whatever happens, keep showing up, because you never know what's coming your way next. And I'll see you exactly same time on Wednesday. And by the way, if you've not subscribed to this channel and you've been watching, do that right now. Just take a moment and subscribe, and also share this. You never can tell whose life you're saving by sharing this information. So I love you, and you have a great week ahead. Bye for now.